My name is Engineer Charles Aladewolu, the Chairman, CEO of Teco Group of companies. I am a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers and the former chairman, Nigeria Netherlands Chamber of Commerce. I'm happy to welcome you to TECO Limited and also to thank God Almighty for making our companies to celebrate 45 years of undisturbed operation in Nigeria. The company started as TECO Limited in 1980. In my younger days, I was helping my grandmother to process palm oil manually. It wasn't easy. I had blisters on my palms. And while I was studying mechanical engineering at the University of Lagos, I was thinking of mechanizing this production process. So that is how we started as TECO Limited. As an engineer, I designed the equipment that could be used for palm oil extraction. And then I searched throughout Nigeria looking for any company that was making any of this. There was not one company. And then I put my searchlight to Europe and I found a company in France, one in Belgium, and one in the Netherlands, manufacturing equipment for palm oil extraction. Prayerfully, I decided to approach the company in Amsterdam. And they approved my application and appointed me as their partner for Nigeria market. And that was the beginning. And so we're importing the equipment from there. And then at a point, I decided it was time to start local manufacture. And that is the beginning of TECO Mills and Steelworks Limited. We're using that to fabricate instead of importing those things from Europe. And today, we have become the largest producer of this palm oil extraction equipment in the whole of Africa. Now there is something called diversification as a strategy for growth. Now, where do we diversify to? And in those days, the oil and gas was the major things, taking over the leadership of the economic expansion of Nigeria from agro. And many people were now shifting to oil and gas. And so we decided to retain TECO Limited in the oil and gas business. TECO Limited was the first company, and TECO Mills and Steelworks Limited evolved out of the need to specialize for the fabrication of equipment for palm oil mills. Then we use the same strategy as we use for the palm oil by looking for a company that has been in the oil and gas business for many years. And then we found the company was later bought over by Americans, and they still recognize us as their Nigerian partner. So what do? We started by importing switch gear from them, electrical switch gear, different types for the oil and gas industry. And following the same system, we decided to start to assemble all these electrical switchboards here in Nigeria. And there are part of the switchboard that are also good for agro industry. We modify it to suit agro industry, and then we also became very well known in the oil and gas industry for supplying low and medium voltage switch gears. And then we had to train our engineers. We sent our engineers to Holland for training, and then we reached an agreement with our partners that if they have a project in Nigeria where they will send, for example, 6 engineers from Holland, they will send 3, and we will provide 3 engineers from Nigeria. After some time, they said, Charles, your boys are doing very well. Instead of sending 3 people from Holland, we will send 2. You bring 4, okay? And then after some time, they were bringing only 1, and we were bringing 5. So gradually, by now, many times we do the project ourselves without engineers coming from Europe. And then we said, we don't want to be importing all this equipment. We want to be able to assemble some of them ourselves, and instead of these oil companies importing them from Europe, now we supply them from here. We assemble them here. And when all these other oil companies can verify and confirm that our equipment are as good as the one they were importing, because if it's not correct, we never can. These are big companies. And now they have found that our product are as good as the ones from Europe, and therefore they are patronizing us. So every time now they have a need for this kind of equipment, they come to us and we supply, we install, and we commission. And that is another aspect of our business.
My name is Fumi Babatunde Dada, and I'm the Executive Director of TECO Group. The name TECO stands for Total Engineering Concept. And the idea is we look at engineering as a whole. We started with fabrication of agricultural processing equipment, but we've since grown from that to go into electrical engineering as well, working in the oil and gas space, telecom space. And the idea is we want to grow into a company or a group effectively that covers all types of engineering, be it civil, electrical, software engineering, mechanical, and so on in the next few years?
We really had some major challenges. The first one was to locate the market. And you know, in business is set up to solve problems and to meet the needs of people. So when I decided I was going to start manufacturing in Nigeria in collaboration with my partner in the Netherlands, the question was, who were my customers? Who would they be? So to locate them, I went to NIFOR, the Nigeria Institute for Oil Palm Research. So NIFOR then came up with a new oil palm called Tenera. This Tenera starts fruiting after 3 years. And so everybody was going to NIFOR to buy the Tenera seedling. And I said to myself, that is where my future customer, that's where I will find them. So I went to NIFOR. I saw the list of people who have been coming there to buy these new seedlings. And I copied the names and addresses of 30 of them, the 30 largest quantity buyers of these seedlings. I drove to Benin, to Delta, that is Asaba, then to Onitsha, to Enugu, to Calabar, to Owerri, to Port Harcourt. And you know, in those days, there was no mobile phone. So I went with the map we were using in our geography class in those days, to trace those people. All of them were very happy to see that now this thing can be mechanized instead of manual production. But not one of them had the money to pay for it. So each time they would just laugh and say, where do we get the money? So when I came back to Lagos, I was disappointed. Here is the equipment that will help them to produce more. Now they cannot pay. So the only thing I had to do was to resort to what I call the 7 P's of business success. And I want to say this so that younger people should not be disappointed when they face challenges like this. The 7 P's of business success. It states proper planning, prayerful preparation, produce profitable performance. As a born-again Christian, I prayed, and the Holy Spirit directed me to the director of Agric. And when I met him, I showed him the brokers I brought from Stock Amsterdam, and the man was excited. He said to me, did you plant spy in my office? I said, no, sir. And he said they have been looking for equipment like this to help the farmers to produce palm oil mechanically. My contact with him led to the award of contract for 12 units of these palm oil mills, and they were paid for by the federal government, and they were given free of charge to all the farmers. When you do it manually, you get only 44% of oil out of the fruit. But when you use my equipment, you get 92% oil out. And the quality of the oil was far better than the one they were doing manually. And that's what led to TECO Mills and Steelworks Limited, when we decided to start fabricating the equipment locally.
When we started 45 years ago, we started building equipment or machines or machinery and plants for medium-sized to large-scale processors. Over the years, we've seen that the small-scale farmers have grown a lot in 45 years, and what is available to them for processing their palm fruits is really not at the level that they should really be operating at. So what we decided to do in-house was to take the technology that we already use for our big clients, medium-sized processors to large-scale processors, take that technology and effectively minimize it and build something to scale for small-scale farmers. So now they can have something that they can afford, that is small, fit for purpose, but also effective and efficient. Every client we think is different. We listen to your needs. We listen to the needs of our clients. We don't take everything as standardized and say this is how we do it, take it or leave it. What we do is listen to what your needs are, what you want, how we can help you bring efficiency to your business. And then we tailor that. We take it in-house and see how we can tailor our designs, our equipment to meet or align with what your goals are as a business. What you find with a lot of other companies, especially outside Nigeria, is standardization, which sometimes doesn't actually work for us in Africa. So that's where we're different at TECO. We are a company built by Nigerians, where we have Nigerians working in it, and we are effectively people that understand the African market, understand the African needs, and we develop equipment, we develop solutions for the African market.
At Teco Group, we have 5 core culture. Our first culture is career advancement. Then another one of our culture is continuous learning. Another of our culture which I can say is respect. Another thing I will say is responsive. One of our culture is teamwork. Teamwork is very, very, very key. We value teamwork a lot at Teco Group.
The Noseworthy project, it's actually a 10 tons, extendable to 20 tons FFV per hour, fully automated palm oil mill. From the engineering to the fabrication to the installation and to the testing phase was magnificent. It was a great project which proved the expertise of Teco in this space. I mean, in the palm oil industry. It was a beautifully delivered project, the 20 tons palm oil mill actually. So I would say the Noseworthy project, truly, truly magnificent, from engineering to all the stages involved and to the personnel. And what is most beautiful about the project is that it was 100% locally built by our local experts here in Teco. Thank you.
It's really exciting that we've been here for 45 years, but we're not even where we want to be. There's a whole world in front of us. We think that the future is absolutely huge. We're excited about what the future holds for us as Teco. A few years ago, as a company, we took part in the Stanford Seed Transformation Program. It was a game changer for us, completely changed the way we operate at Teco, and as a result of that, we've built a vision for the future that will take us into the next 10, 20, 30, 40 years and beyond. The idea is we have a mission to build innovative machinery that improves lives and transcends generation. We believe that the role of an engineer is to provide solutions. So over the next very many years, that's what we intend to do. Provide innovative solutions to problems that we face across Africa, whether it's in food infrastructure, in telecoms, in the oil and gas space, in IT, whatever it is, we want to be known, we want to be the household name for everything engineering across Africa. That's the future for us.